Demons solved. There are too many people out there that will say something is a demon, regardless if it is or isn't. For example, I have people telling me these things. Every alien is a demon. Jinn are demons. Elites are demons. Fallen angels are demons. Politicians are demons. Cryptids are demons. Video games are demons. You get the point. People are silly, and without even knowing what the word demon means, they use it all the time. Most people refer to the Bible as the source of demons being known to us, such as the false gods were classed as demons. But again, that's stupid to use the Bible as reference when we have older texts, the texts the Bible copied from. I always go to the source of something because we know for a fact the Bible has been changed many times. Lucifer, the name, was added to the Bible in 1978. Before that, it was adversary. If we just go along with more modern versions of things instead of looking at what the original means, then I could say that a dog means a cat. If I say it enough, then it becomes somewhat true, even if it's not. Or I could say a man is a woman, which of course it's not. But now people are saying that in enough people in a long time span, it will become the norm, even though it's not true. My point is we need to look at the very first use of the word demon. Those that have done a little research will tell you the word demon comes from the Greek word daemon, which originally had a more neutral or even positive connotation than the modern understanding. In ancient Greek, daemon referred to a spirit, divine power, or a supernatural being that could influence human life for good or ill. The term was not inherently evil and was used to describe various types of lesser gods or guiding spirits. However, they are wrong. Doing a little research is not good and causes more problems. The Greeks actually got the word from the Sumerians, who got the word from the Anunnaki, the race called gods who created us humans. Watch my other documentaries for 100% evidence of this. After the Sumerian used the word demon, all the other cultures, for example, Babylon was a powerful civilization more than 400 years before the classical Greek period began. And yet we have a carving of a monster and demon which predates the Greeks. Berosus, a priest of Bel Marduk, i.e., the Lord Marduk, at Babylon wrote this about monsters. You'll see that it was when Enki was making those hybrid creatures. There was a time in which there existed nothing but darkness and an abyss of waters, wherein resided most hideous beings, which were produced on a twofold principle. There appeared men, some of whom were furnished with 2 wings, others with 4, and with 2 faces. They had 1 body but 2 heads, the one that of a man, the other of a woman, and likewise in their several organs, both male and female. Other human figures were to be seen with the legs and horns of goats. Some had horses' feet, while others united the hindquarters of a horse with the body of a man, resembling in shape the hippocentaurs. Bulls likewise were bred there with the heads of men, and dogs with 4-toed bodies, terminated in their extremities with the tails of fishes. Horses also with the heads of dogs. Men too, and other animals, with the heads and bodies of horses and the tails of fishes. In short, there were creatures in which were combined the limbs of every species of animals. In addition to these, fishes, reptiles, serpents, with other monstrous animals, which assumed each other's shape and countenance, of all which were preserved delineations in the Temple of Belus at Babylon. It's easy to think of a demon as an entity because it's been thrust down your throat. But during this video, I want you to think of them as meteorites or asteroids or rocks in space, but not a comet. That's something different, which I'll cover in another video. So now you have space rocks in your mind. You can read what translators of the oldest texts wrote, and we can see they went with the being idea because they didn't grasp that the first words for demons was space rocks.
There is a book written by translators in the British Museum called The Babylonian Legends of the Creation. The book has translations of many tablets. Here is what the authors state.
The 7 tablets of creation. Description of their contents. In the beginning, nothing whatever existed except APSU, which may be described as a boundless, confused and disordered mass of watery matter. How it came into being is unknown. Out of this mass there were evolved 2 orders of beings, namely demons and gods. The demons had hideous forms, even as Berosus said, which were part animal, part bird, part reptile, and part human. The gods had wholly human forms, and they represented the three layers of the comprehensible world, that is to say, heaven or the sky, the atmosphere, and the underworld. The atmosphere and the underworld together formed the earth as opposed to the sky or heaven. The texts say that the first two gods to be created were Lakmu cuneiform and Lakamu cuneiform. Their attributes cannot at present be described, but they seem to represent two forms of primitive matter. They appear to have had no existence in popular religion, and it has been thought that they may be described as theological conceptions containing the notions of matter and some of its attributes.
Let me break this down to show you that the translators have done what most people do. They went along with the narrative that a demon is an entity and not space rocks. We have many stories in different cultures explaining the start of the solar system, not universe. In the beginning, nothing whatever existed except APSU, which may be described as a boundless, confused, and disordered mass of watery matter. How it came into being is unknown. This is correct based on the other texts. See my video called Alien Bible for more detailed evidence of this. IT goes on to say, out of this mass there were evolved two orders of beings, namely demons and gods. We know for a fact the Anunnaki called planets gods. Even though their own race name is gods, they also called planets gods. They described planets as alive and with emotions, and sometimes with a mouth and eyes. Allow me to prove this to you. The texts say that the first two gods to be created were Lakmu and Lakamu. Here are direct translations showing the word gods means planets in space. Heaven is space sea. My video called Heaven Solved. The story of creation * Tien above the heaven was not named, and beneath the earth bore no name. And the primeval Apsu who begat them, and Mumu and Tiamat, the mother of them all. Their waters were mingled together, and no field was formed, no marsh seen, when no one of the gods had been called into being, and none bore a name, and no destinies were fixed. Then were created the gods in the midst of heaven. Lakmu and Lakamu were called into being. There are different spellings of Lakmu and Lakamu, such as Lamu and Lahamu. This means the planet Mars, and Lakamu was Venus. Here is a translation of tablets in Columbia University by Ryan Moorhen.
They could see the sun's rays reflected in the sixth planet's profound darkness. He was asking for Anzu. Enki is assisting Lamu, who has water. Do you want to ride the clown chariot over there? Anzu, the chariot, maneuvered it deftly toward Lamu, reaching the celestial god and forming a circle around it. Anzu believes that the planet's attraction is too easy to handle, and that its network could be more robust. Lamu was a sight to behold. It was multicolored with pure white stones and headgear. It had a reddish center surrounded by dazzling streams and lakes. The chariot, piloted by Anzu, paused traffic and plummeted alongside a lake. While wearing their eagle's helmets, Ea and Anzu strayed to the solid ground. At the command, the heroes that which water sucks expanded the chariot, filling its interior with lake water.
To back up the gods were planets, here in Project Gutenberg's The Babylonian Legends of the Creation by British Museum. In the consultation which took place between APSU and Tiamat, their messenger, Muamu, cuneiform, took part of the history and attributes.
To see the long, full version, please visit ourtruehistory.co.uk. You'll find many other documentaries that show answers to mysteries you never thought would be solved, such as Stonehenge, Crystal Skulls, Easter Island, Jesus' real father, Norse, Frost Giant, Heaven and Hell, Firmament, Cronus, and many more that have been solved. Thanks for watching Our True History.